Hi there. So this is part two of our three-part series on how we deal with an appraisal gap when you're a seller of a home or a buyer of a home. This is Steve Enchin with eXp Realty of California. So in today's video segment, we're going to talk about how to handle an appraisal gap when you're the home buyer. If you watched part one of my video series, you know an appraisal gap is defined as the difference between the agreed upon selling price of the property and the value of the property as determined by an independent third-party appraiser. So as a home buyer, what do we do when there's an appraisal gap? So there are actually two options. Option one is we know about it up front and we craft our offer to deal with the appraisal gap ahead of time, or it happens unexpectedly. So the first option is in a very busy real estate market, we might have made an offer that's significantly above the asking price in order to be competitive. That doesn't necessarily mean that the home is going to appraise for the same as our offer price. So what we do in our offer in order to be taken seriously by the seller is we put in an appraisal floor. And that is a number that we come up with that is the minimum value that we would accept in an appraisal. Otherwise, if the home appraises for less, then we can cancel the contract and walk away. We can do this by leaving in our appraisal contingency. And that way, if we get a big problem with the appraisal, we're not stuck with having to come up with a lot of extra cash to close or potentially being forced to buy a home that's really undervalued for what we're actually paying for it. And that's something we want to avoid. So there are other techniques and tips that sort of go outside the scope of this video that we put into our process, our special process for crafting home buyer offers in a very busy market. But the appraisal gap and defining it up front and how much of a gap we're willing to cover with additional cash is one of those techniques so our offer stands out. Because if we just do a high dollar value offer in order to be competitive and we don't back it up with evidence that we can cover an appraisal gap, a serious home seller who's being properly advised by a knowledgeable agent is going to simply ignore that offer and reject it because they know that if the appraisal comes in low, we're just going to walk away. All right, so I'm going to redo some of the math from the first video so you can sort of see how that can affect you as a home buyer. And when you're ready to start looking for a home, if you want to talk about how we craft our offers to be competitive in a competitive real estate market, we can schedule a no obligation call and talk through some of these options. So hope this information has been helpful. And if you have any questions, again, my contact information is down below. You can comment, you can call, text, or email me, or click Learn More. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Okay, so here is our math example. We have a property listed for $1 million. An offer was made and accepted at $1.1 million. So just with this example, we have a buyer who is putting 10% down using a typical jumbo loan. So their down payment is $110,000. Now the appraisal comes back at $1 million. So we have an appraisal gap of $100,000. Because of that 10% down payment, our new loan to value at 90% is $900,000. All right, a loan to value of 90% means that we're still using that same 10% down payment. So $900,000 is the new loan amount. So the new down payment is $90,000 plus the appraisal gap. So now the buyer needs to bring $190,000 to close instead of $110,000. because of that appraisal gap. So hope this makes sense. If you do have any questions, here comes my contact information, and I'd be happy to get on a free consultation call to walk you through this math together.